In today's video, we're going to be exploring and discussing the quest given to us by Nocturnal at her Daedric shrine. In order to do this quest, we must be at least level 10. Her Daedric shrine can be found north-northeast of Leyawiin, just north along the road of Blackenmarch, or south along the road of Barren Mine. After a short ride along the road, we'll come across Nocturnal's shrine, which is just off the beaten path. Here, she has 3 worshippers lingering around. We approach the orc, Morgra Gamorn, and speak with her.
What is your business in this place? You should not be in this place. What is your business here? Do you believe yourself worthy to speak to Nocturnal? Perhaps you have been summoned. Perhaps Nocturnal desires your service and has guided you here. Approach. Approach the shrine, if you dare.
We've been given special permissions from Morgra Gamorn to approach the shrine of Nocturnal and engage in conversation with the Daedric prince.
Night among strangers. Secrets in the dark. Nocturnal is here. But my eyes blind and drowned, stolen from its shrine and hid in darkness. To steal from a god is most unwise. In Leyawiin, 2 Argonians think themselves secret, but the eye has seen them. Find these thieves in the sea that spans the waters. Learn where they hide my eye. Retrieve the eye of Nocturnal mortal, and return it to me, and I shall look favorably upon you.
It's here we receive a quest update. The update tells us that the Eye of Nocturnal, a Daedric artifact, has been stolen. Nocturnal, the Daedric prince, believes the thieves to be Argonian and in the nearby city of Leyawiin. Leyawiin is our next compass spot, however, when we fast travel over and arrive into the city, our compass disappears, leaving us without any help. Our first thought is to go and speak to someone in the city to see what dialogue options there are. We find a city guardsman and approach him.
There's no problem, is there? Eye of Nocturnal? Doesn't sound familiar to me.
The question is short, and the answer is even shorter. Asking the guardsman about the Eye of Nocturnal directly yields no results. Interestingly, we went around to quite a few citizens to check out their dialogue options, and none of them had the Eye of Nocturnal prompt.
I'm Singor. I'm the captain of the Leyawiin Neighborhood Watch. Actually, captain, president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and sergeant-at-arms. We're a small, select organization of crime fighters. We're going after the crimes and criminals the Guard overlooks. Goodbye.
It was at this point I thought to myself, maybe we need to persuade or charm the guards. But then I remembered that the dialogue option was grayed out afterwards, so it would be a dead end. I even tried the Mages Guild as they are most likely to know about strong and particular ancient arcane artifacts, but there were no dialogue options there either. Interestingly, we hear more about the matter at hand when we ask the local guards about the city of Leyawiin and not the Eye of Nocturnal directly.
Is there a problem? Weebamna and Bajin have been bragging about some big score they made recently. They claim it's a valuable jewel. Who knows with those two? She wasn't a bad sort until she hooked up with that rascal Weebamna. That's where you're likely to find her, at Weebamna's house. He's always got some scam going with Bajin, his partner. You might find them both at Weebamna's house.
Lucky for us, Weebamna's house is directly behind us, so we can go in there right away. If you don't recognize the name, Weebamna was shortly involved in the Mazoga the Night questline. He's a local hunter and knows the area extremely well. Entering inside, we find both of the Argonians and begin speaking to Bijin.
I'm Bijin. I'm a hunter and Webamna's partner. I hope he didn't bother you about the rat thing. He's gone totally rat cuckoo, I'm afraid. Yes, I am Bijin. Why? Why would you ask? I've never heard of it. No idea what you're talking about. And Webamna doesn't know either.
Bijin is playing coy, so we go to speak with Webamna.
Rats, hate them, everyone. Gonna hunt them down and chop them all to tiny bits. Oh, did I say that out loud? Excuse me, I'm Webamna, the hunter. You got to excuse me, I got rats on the mind. I am Webamna. What do you want? Never heard of the thing, and neither has Bijin. You ask too many questions.
Both of the Argonians are playing dumb, and Webamna even seems a little bit suspicious of us. Reading our journal, it says that we are likely to gain more information out of the pair if we eavesdrop on their conversations.
But what if the trolls eat it?
Shh, there's someone here. Wait until they leave.
Our quest updates and tells us that the Argonians paused their conversation when they realized that we were still in the house. So we quickly exit the house, go into our inventory, and start removing all of our heavy armor and weapons. My character's sneak skill is really bad, so we're going to need all of the help that we can get. Once we're ready, we enter back in to eavesdrop once more.
But what if the trolls eat it?
Trolls don't like water. Trolls don't swim. The eye is perfectly safe in Tidewater Cave, so relax.
We receive a quest update that their so-called hidden treasure is actually in a place called Tidewater Cave.
But what if a fisherman uses the cave?
No fisherman is going into Tidewater Cave. It's full of trolls. We have to sneak past them, remember?
We should go get it right now.
And have one of your nosy friends snoop around here and steal it? No. It's safer in Tidewater Cave.
You're right. I know. I'm just worried. I'll try to calm down.
That's the end of the unexpected conversation, but now we can approach both Argonians and pry a little bit into their plunder.
What? Tidewater Cave? Tidewater Cave, why do you ask about this place? Bijin? Bijin knows nothing. Bijin tells stories. Silly Bijin. Shame on Bijin to tell such silly, silly stories.
What do you want? I know nothing of the place. Just an old cave, from what I hear.
Reading this further quest update, it details how Webamna is even more suspicious of us now and that we should retrieve the Eye of Nocturnal sooner than later. We re-equip all of our battle gear and take a look at the world map. Tidewater Cave is located south-southeast of Leyawiin, directly south of the word Leyawiin on the map. Our closest discovered location is Forsaken Mine, which we used for the Fighters Guild questline. We fast travel over at once. According to the information we heard in the Mazoga the Night questline, Webamna is a skilled hunter and knows the surrounding areas of County Leyawiin and Blackwood. It definitely fits that he would be able to navigate through a local, dangerous cave system and hide a highly coveted item. After swimming a short distance and arriving on the shoreline, we come to the entrance of Tidewater Cave. Entering inside, we're immediately met with the likes of a black bear and a unique troll named the Cowper Clan Troll. This troll appears similar in size and appearance to the regular troll, but given our character's level, these trolls are actually a higher level than us and therefore put up a tougher fight. Interestingly, these trolls have a pair of calipers in their inventory when they are defeated. I can't even begin to imagine the lore for that. Hooking our first left, the passageway descends and becomes partially submerged in water. Waiting for us at the bottom is another Calper clan troll, as well as a mountain lion this time. The mountain lion hits incredibly hard and deals some good damage on us. Where they're especially deadly is their attack speed, which is a stat level of 25. Eventually, the mountain lion goes down, and it's just us and the Kelper clan troll. This fight gets pretty dicey and close, as our enchantment ran out mid-fight with this troll. Tidewater Cave itself only has one zone to it. The zone contains 3 rooms and a variety of walkways. There are 3 Kelper clan trolls, 3 to 6 animals, and 2 slaughterfish. Other than the Eye of Nocturnal, there are 3 other spots to find treasure within this cave. After defeating the pair of enemies, we progress further down the passageway and hook another left in the direction of our green compass. We're attacked yet again, this time by another mountain lion and a timber wolf. Fortunately, this was a much easier and quicker fight, and both animals were slain. We come to a point where we need to go underwater to reach the Eye of Nocturnal. Lucky for us, it's a very brief amount of time that we're underwater for. Upon going down, we see one of the 3 lootable chests, and most importantly, we see what looks like a spider emitting luminescent gases. This is the Eye of Nocturnal. We pick it up and receive a quest update saying that we should now go back to Nocturnal Shrine. The way out is straightforward and already cleared. We ascend back up the walkways and exit Tidewater Cave back out into Cyrodiil. We open up our map and fast travel back to the shrine. Approaching it and interacting with it sounds like this.
My eye is returned, and I once again see into the darkness that is your world. We mock the things, for bitter is their loss. You, mortal, may take this. It shall open the secrets of dark places.
We receive an update saying that we have completed the quest, and the Eye of Nocturnal has been swapped out for a Daedric artifact called the Skeleton Key. While on our person, the Skeleton Key fortifies our security for 40 points. The worshippers don't offer much dialogue other than this.
Blessed are you. How may I serve you? Keep the key safe.
Thus ends the Daedric quest, Nocturnal. We can return back to Weebamna's house to try and speak with either him or Bajin about the Eye of Nocturnal, but no further dialogue is offered. So let's talk briefly about the Eye of Nocturnal. There really isn't much lore on this mysterious object. It has apparently only appeared in this installment of the Elder Scrolls games. Nocturnal says that she is able to see out of it, so for to take that literally, it's her way of scrying on Nirn from her Daedric realm of Evergloam. Other theories in the same vein say that she uses it to communicate with her followers in Tamriel. It could go either or both ways, but given the context of what she says when we are speaking to her, she knows that the eye is underwater in a dark area. She also knows that it was 2 Argonians in Leyawiin, which likely speaks to her being able to see specifics out of the eye. Moving on, we are rewarded with an artifact known as the Skeleton Key when we finish this quest. As mentioned before, while it's on our person, it fortifies our security by 40 points. This key has a value of 5,000 gold, but the best part is that this artifact acts as an unbreakable lockpick. So if your character is like mine and has a lousy security skill level and is always breaking lockpicks, this item is incredibly useful. At first, I was simply going through the motions of picking locks until they were unlocked, but then I noticed that we could easily fast track the whole process by using the auto attempt feature. This completely takes the hassle out of picking locks. Within mere moments and without any effort, we were breaking into hard and very hard locks. The only downside to having this key in your inventory is that if you're trying to level up your security skill, the meter won't budge until it's off our person. We're fortunate that security is a minor skill and that we don't have to care too much about it with this character. However, on your thieves and rogues, it renders security a useless skill, and therefore not much leveling will occur from it. I've got to say that it really does make plundering and exploring so much easier, as now we don't have to worry about how many lockpicks we have on us, as well as the time it takes to actually get into the higher level chests. It's said that the skeleton key doesn't always take the form of a lockpick like it does in Oblivion, but it can look like an actual key like it does in Skyrim. It's also said that 2 limitations were placed on this key by wizards who didn't want their storehouses stolen from. The first is that the key could only be used once per day, which we see obviously isn't a factor in Oblivion, and the second is that it wouldn't be in the property of a thief for too long, as it would eventually disappear, which thankfully for us, also isn't applicable. The key is used as a tool to unlock all things. It can unlock not only doors and chests, but portals and hidden potential. Its most powerful feature, however, is to unlock and open the Ebonmere, a portal to Nocturnal's realm of Evergloam in the Twilight Sepulchre of Skyrim. According to Khajiit myth, the key actually belonged to Azura, but was stolen from her by Nocturnal during a stage of deception. The first holder of the key was a thief named Erevan. He apparently made a list of various places the key might choose to hide in, most of them extremely inaccessible. In the mid-Second Era, the Vestige, Divaith Fur, and the Clockwork Apostles tried to take the key from the Blackfeather Court, but were unsuccessful after being thwarted by Nocturnal herself. Eventually, the skeleton key would come into the possession of Sotha Sil after a harrowing victory, and the Vestige asked for it as a reward, but they were ultimately declined in that request. During the Imperial Simulacrum, the key was uncovered a number of times. The Eternal Champion discovered it in either Valenwood or the Somerset Isle, and it was also recovered in Hammerfell by the Spire Thieves of Brokenwing. During the Warp in the West, Nocturnal tasked an unknown agent of the Blades to kill a mage within their stronghold in exchange for the skeleton key. However, stories conflict on the outcome of said task. Later, the key would come into the possession of someone by the name of Gentleman Jim Stacy late in the Third Era. Jim Stacy was the leader of the Thieves Guild, but depending on the events, he might have been killed. Either way, the skeleton key was passed along or looted from his body. Then we have the events which just took place in Oblivion, with the Eye of Nocturnal being traded for the skeleton key to the hero of Kvatch. Then lastly, we have the events which take place during Skyrim, when a corrupt member of the Thieves Guild, Mercer Frey, takes the key for his own good fortune, but plunges the rest of the guild into a slump. Mercer is eventually killed by the Dragonborn, and the key is then passed on. Before we end the video, I just wanted to give a self-plug to the new channel, A Bard's Sleep. Here, I'll be posting videos dedicated to helping you relax, unwind, and fall asleep. We find interesting fictional stories and fairy tales to read. If this is something that interests you, feel free to check it out in the description down below. Until next time, keep on adventuring.